election eve. My foot is fully asleep. I'm rotating. Here we are. Well, here that is. I am here. Excuse me. Thank you so much. My friends, I am pissed off, as I always am, at fundamentalism and complacency and unwillingness to think beyond the space of one person's experience in one culture and one demographic within that culture. Yes, I'm talking about evangelicalism in the American church. It blows my mind that we can be this saturated in media, both informative and dramatic, that makes it so clear that there is human suffering in every corner, that there is such a wide spread and deep bigotry still that just gets covered up by this apathy for the sake of submission to a version of God that doesn't call individual people to be better and be better in that circumstance would be actively seeking justice and mercy and inclusion. I would say I'm surprised, but really, surprise is such a weak term. I'm just fully baffled by the continued intentional ignorance, intentional blindness to things that are right in front of our faces. It's mind-boggling. And yet, because I was raised in that environment, I know how easy it is to continue to benefit from the privilege that is middle class white people in American evangelical culture. It doesn't really matter who is in power to them, as long as they don't try to change anything about the ideal model of the American family or the ideal model of the church. As soon as one of those things gets shaken, it's goodbye. We must eliminate this person, sometimes literally. And it's disgusting, and I hate it. I am mostly able to avoid conversations with folks who think this way at this point, because we're in a pandemic and we don't have conversations face to face with that many people. But that doesn't mean I don't see them on the internet. People that I can't just cut out of my life because they're connected to me in some way that I can't escape, or that I don't want to escape, because I love my family. I watch as people who have benefited from being white Christians their entire lives, white, straight Christians their entire lives. I watch them talk about how we need to stop fear-mongering, how Christ is King, how we should celebrate the right to vote, but also we better not depend on it to be the thing that makes the change. Because no matter what happens, God is in control. And that means we don't have to do a damn thing. There's such an arrogant, close-minded privilege that comes with being able to say things like that. And it makes me sick. It reeks of a lack of perspective, a lack of humility, a lack of grace for other people, a lack of love for other people. And I'm so tired. And then here we are, on the very verge of the beginning of the last part of the election. And these posts about no matter who wins, Christ is King. No matter what happens, the losing should not gloat, and the winning should not despair. The winning should not gloat. I'm tired. Okay? Keep seeing this one post about it. And I look at that post and I think, how many people who've shared that have experienced what it's like to be poor or anything other than able-bodied or queer or not white? How many? Because it sure as hell seems like not many. There's nothing wrong with feeling anxiety about the election, about what might happen, what might not happen. There is absolutely nothing wrong with feeling that way. Because if you feel that way, there's a pretty good chance that you either are or know someone who is affected personally by how that outcome turns out. We started this project because I wanted to have conversations, And the people that I wanted to have conversations with didn't want to have conversations. And at the time, I didn't understand why. And 4 years later, boy, I sure as hell understand why. It's because challenging the status quo, challenging anything that requires them to give up any sort of the privilege that they clearly benefit from, they're going to resist it. They're going to shut it down. They're going to shut it out. And if that means shutting out entire people groups, they say so be it. I'm done with it. I've wanted to be a bridge builder for my entire life. And right now it feels like that's not possible. It feels like there's no chance. That either you've already crossed the bridge on your own or you've burnt it. And as someone who had a bridge built for them, I know that's not true. I know that's not true, but it sure feels like it. I'm sick of it. At this time tomorrow, we'll know more than we know now. We won't know for sure, but we'll know more. And I'm not ready to process that. It's gonna be a hell of a day. I don't know, dude. I gotta sleep.